Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, I wanted to give my little take on what took place recently as a purse bid has transpired in the heavyweight division, and it's quite an interesting scenario for what's happening right now, because Don King is back. Don King Productions, and the one and only Don King, he actually wound up winning a purse bid for the Trevor Bryan versus Daniel Dubois fight, as those two are scheduled to fight for the WBA one of the WBA secondary titles. King actually won a bid of just north of $3.1 million, which was higher and exceeded the $2.5 million bid of Frank Warren. So Frank Warren has finally lost the purse bid and let Don King be the one to stop the Frank Warren streak. But with that being said, Trevor Bryan's supposed to get 55%, about $1.7 million. Dubois is going to make about $1.4 million, 45% of the bid. So this fight's supposed to take place no later than July 28th, no later than late July. So they're still ironing out some details. But what's funny? When it comes to Don King over these last, I don't know how many years now, it always seems like there's always something, Now, it is worth noting, he won the purse bid, but Don King doesn't even have a TV deal. If you look at his last fight that he just put on with Trevor Bryan and Jonathan Guidry, that was on the Don King website, okay? Where you had to buy the pay-per-view on the website. And the card that he had before that in early 2021 was on Fight TV, where he had Trevor Bryan take on Romain Stavern in a pay-per-view fight. So he doesn't really have an official TV deal, which makes him winning the purse bid very, very intriguing to me, because what network is this going to be on? What venue will this be at? Because we've heard things like London, we've heard things like New York, and we've heard South Florida, which I would love. If this fight with Dubois and Trevor Bryan was in South Florida, I would like that to happen, because then I could go home and cover the fight and have a great time doing it. But Don King knows how to save money, and I think Don King's going to try to save money. I can't foresee the fight going to New York City, because I know New York City had a lot of taxes in place, which are not good for promoters and not good for the fighters. And plus, if they get a network involved with the fight, New York has this TV tax, which taxes the networks even more. So it's not even good for the networks. And if it's not good for the networks, then it's even less of a reason to have the fight in New York. You know what I'm saying? That's why we barely ever get fights in New York. So I don't think it'll be in New York. And then as far as London, I mean, maybe it could be in London, and Don King will default to Frank Warren, because now, Don King is actually going to court with the WBA. He's suing the WBA over the purse split. He's saying that he believes that Trevor Bryan should get 75% of the purse. So maybe at some point, because there's so much involved, maybe they wind up defaulting to Frank Warren, and Warren can pay the purse, whatever the percentage happens to be. But this whole promotion hasn't even started, and it is already a mess. It is already a mess. So I'm very intrigued. I'm very intrigued to see what happens. At the end of the day, this is a fight between two heavyweights that I find it interesting. Because maybe I'm more intrigued about this fight more than others, because I've actually covered Trevor Bryan through the progression of his career for the last 7 years. I've seen him spar countless rounds, so I know Trevor's style pretty well. I mean, I've been following Daniel Dubois since he was a prospect, and I do rate him, and I think he's still a good fighter. So it's a very important fight for both these guys' careers. Dubois trying to get back on track and still show that he's one of the top young heavyweights in the world. Trevor Bryan is trying to establish universal legitimacy in the boxing world by once again knocking off and giving Daniel Dubois his second pro loss. So to me, it's a very intriguing fight, and I like the fight, because I think Bryan, if he comes in shape, which I've been following him on Instagram, it looks like he's getting the proper nutritionist and things like that, and it looks like he's going to put his best foot forward to lose the weight and be his best self with this fight. So I like it. I think Bryan has the jab and the boxing skills to give Dubois some problems. If he can, mixing that right hand and coming in the right shape, I think he can beat Dubois. You know, I think it's a good fight. I think it's a good heavyweight fight, and people are within the rights to say that Dubois is going to blow him out because based on his last performance, Bryan's last performances, I wouldn't blame them. But I know what Trevor can do when he's at his best. He hasn't been at his best last couple of fights, but I think he knows he needs to be at his best. But what I'm hoping for, I'm just praying that this fight gets done, because when you factor in all the moving parts, the fact that Don King won the purse bid, but he doesn't have a TV deal, and now he's suing the WBA, there's a lot of factors that could prevent this fight from happening. So we'll definitely be following it here on True School Sports. But that's the news. Don King wins the purse bid, doesn't like the purse split from the purse bid he won, and is now suing to get 20% added on to what the original purse split was for the purse bid that he won for the Daniel Dubois versus Trevor Bryan. So you guys can make it that what you will. I'll be covering it as it progresses here on True School Sports. Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on True School Sports, the home of boxing. If you made it this far, do me a favor and do yourself a damn favor. Hit that subscribe button and surely you will not be disappointed. You know, True School Sports bringing you the latest and greatest, the untouchable, you know, boxing content, interviews, news videos, breakdowns, live fight reaction extravaganza. We've got a great community of people here, boxing fans all over the world, from America to the UK to Australia, and on and on and on. So join the empire today. Hit that subscribe button. Take care and God.